Welcome everyone to Pontus Fathom Hobbies. This is Battlestar Galactica Season 1, Episode 2, our second turn in our walkthrough of the 6-player game. We're going to do a quick recap of Turn 1. Keep the rulebook handy. Before we start, quick shout out to Pontus Fathom Press, Dead Sons 11, and The Locksmith of Quanta, Books 1 and 2 of the Quantum Locksmith Saga. We read the back cover of Dead Sons 11-1 about 11 heroes, an ensemble cast, reanimated at the end of the universe where only the Erebos, a black hole, sentient black hole race exists. All stars have been burnt out, and the last 6 engineered suns around a junk world inhabit by these 11 heroes, used as the pawns to reboot the universe for the black hole beings. Book 1 features the Locksmith of Quanta, and Book 2 stars in. And let's read from the back cover. The Locksmith of Quanta by William Mitchell is the sequel to the book Dead Sons 11. Now we find center stage the Locksmith, who was briefly seen in the first novel at a key point in the war with the mysterious black hole beings known as the Erebus, at the birth of the Monoverse. From the Edicts of the Quorum of Quanta, we find the Locksmith putting the puzzle together by the Dead Sons 11, pursuing the Anar and the gray alien saucer through n-dimensional space, and involving the mysterious Order of Melchizedek, the Inquisition of Giordano Bruno, and the strange events witnessed by young Virginia Ballard on the Pont des Arts, the lock-covered bridge of Paris. The Locksmith of Quanta is a science fiction novel in the tradition of H.G. Wells and Doctor Who. This is the revised edition published by Pontus Fathom Press. Check out the links below to support the channel. We really appreciate it. You can also join our Patreon. Like, share, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications so when Turn 2 is over, it can get you over to Turn 3. That'd be great. So, quick recap of Turn 1. We had Adama ending up with both the presidency and the admiralty. Adama used one of his nukes right off the bat and destroyed a base star. We've accelerated our jump prep all the way up to auto jump, so we're just about there. Galactica took a number of damage. We have 7 population, 9 morale, 7 food, and 7 fuel. So we've got Starbuck and Boomer in space and a damaged Viper here, and we've got the rest of our tokens off to the side here, and that is going to be it for Turn 1. So let's jump right into Turn 2. So for Turn 2, Commander Adama will get his cards: leadership, tactics 2. Next up is movement step. So move to any location. If moving to another ship, you must discard 1 skill card. So let's see what he can activate. So I think we're going to stay on the ship. I think we're going to get ready for jumping. We've got Colonel Ty is ready to move the jump. So I think we may be able to do a jump right away. Other things that the Commander Adama can do. As president, he draws a quorum card into his hand. Oh, that's not quorum card. Here's a quorum card into his hand. Let's check it out. It says arrest orders. He has confessed to lying under oath and dereliction of duty. Choose a character and send him to the brig location, then discard this card. Okay, so he's got a second card to play. That's for the president action. Then for admiralty action, when the fleet jumps, you draw 2 destination cards and choose 1. And he also can do a launch and nuke. So he's already done that last turn. So he's set. So he also has command authority. Once per game after resolving a skill check, instead of discarding used skill cards, draw them into your hand. Okay, so we discarded skill cards here. And he's done that already. Let's just take a quick peek. We'll reveal, is Commander Adama a Cylon? Yes or no? You are not a Cylon. Okay, so we know that Adama is not a Cylon. So let's just do this as a reveal for us to make it fun. You know, obviously, if this is a multiplayer game, there'd be all of the going back and forth between the characters. But just to keep this interesting for us, let's slowly reveal these each turn, and we can kind of see who's who. Okay, so let's move on in the player turn. Next is the movement step. I think Adama is going to stay in command. Look at the back of 2 civilian ships and we move them forward. So we don't need to do that. Cylon locations. We don't need to do the Cylon locations. We don't have a Cylon yet. Activate your location or use a card that costs an action. So Adama is in activate up to 2 unmanned Vipers. So we're going to bring the Vipers back in, I think. So guys, let me know about bringing the Vipers back in before the jump. So we can activate 2 unused Vipers. We can bring these back into the ship, I believe. We have to bring the Vipers back in. Everyone just verify that with me. So Vipers move back in for jumping, right? Let's just see. For jumping, any Vipers removed are returned to the reserves. Okay, so they'll return automatically. I don't need to return them for jumping. So that's good to know. Okay, we can skip that. We don't need to activate any unmanned Vipers because there's no Cylons. And let's move to our crisis step. So we move to a crisis step. Security breach. There have been a string of security incidents aboard the ship. The water tanks exploded. So we will pick 2 cards from the deck. Right, pick 2 cards from the deck in secret. Then we will pick from the last player to the left. Pick to 3 cards. Can pick these 2 to help. Okay, now we can shuffle these up and separate them by the colors. So we basically get pass, no effect. Okay, so these get discarded. And security breach. Oops. Oh, after receiving a skill check, he can draw the discarded cards into his hand. So this is his command authority. So this is once per game. Once per game. So are these cards any good? No, but just leave these. It's fine. Skill cards, fine. So pass effect. And we don't need to activate anything because there's no on board. So we will discard. And finally, prepare for jump step. If the crisis card or the jump icon on it, move it. There's no... we could get a -1 roll for the jump step. So maybe Adama can do the jump and just take a -1 roll. Let's see. What do you guys think? Should we risk it? Jumping. If we do it on Adama's turn, he can decide on the destination as well. So let's see. Sure, let's roll it. So we've got this discovery here. Counts as 1 distance. Okay, that's 1 distance. So let's do the jump. And we roll the die. So we lose 1 population for the population in this because we're at -1, but we make the jump, and then Adama can decide where to go to. So the next one is the Icy Moon. or the asteroid field. Well, this has less risk, so I'm going to go with the icy moon. We can put this beside it. It's also one jump. So we're going to reset our jump calculation. And I believe I did that right. And that is the end of Commander Adama's turn. We've made the jump going to the icy moon. And that is the end for Commander Adama's turn. Next turn is Gaius Baltar. So Gaius Baltar, he will receive his skill cards. So let's help Gaius in receiving skill cards. He gets to have 2 politics, 1 leadership, and 1 engineering. 1 engineering and 1 leadership. That's whose turn it is. Just moving the turn counter here. Okay, great. So we have Baltar's cards. These are moved back to the reserves. Pilots are returned to the hangar deck. So Sharon and Starbuck, after the jump, have returned to the hangar deck. So they're in the landing bay there, and we'll just place their characters tokens back on their cards. Baltar has a number of cards here. We'll keep him secret for now. Let's move on to the crisis step. First movement step. So Baltar will move to look at the back of 2 civilians. You may move them to adjacent areas. Okay, so these guys are fine. These 2 civilian ships are fine here. 1 and 2, that's fine. So we can leave him here. We can activate his action, or we can do his action here. Once per game, you may look at all loyalty cards belonging to another player. So let's just be consistent here. I know it's boring, but we'll have Baltar look at Adama's. Right, so we'll do it in order. So Baltar has ruled out Adama as a Cylon. So Baltar knows Adama is not a Cylon for sure. Okay, so that's that. Let's just take that as Baltar's. Now Baltar's probably mad because his presidency was taken away, so he probably wants to get his presidency back, right? He doesn't have cigars and alcohol and girls that he did as a president, and he doesn't have his secretary. Gata. Okay, so let's move on to the crisis step. We will pick a crisis card. Oh, I mean, we did the crisis card already for. No, we did not. Did we do a security breach? No, that was Adama. We're going to do the crisis step now. Crisis card for Baltar, and we get guilt by collusion. The current player chooses a character to move to the brig. May choose a character to move to the brig. Okay, so let's take 2 cards from the Destiny deck, and let's take the player before, which is Adama, and he can place this many cards here. Now we'll shuffle these up and we'll see who gets what. So it's pass. So pass for the guilt by collusion, and we get to move a we get to advance one jump prep. So one jump prep gets to move for Baltar. So that is that. So good job. Okay. Next up is the activate Cylon ships. Cylon ships are activated according to the crisis card. Well, there was a Cylon ship on this crisis card. So if you see this card, guilty by collusion, there is a lone Cylon ship there. I just threw it on the floor. So that one lone Cylon ship, let's just double check how that rule works. If there's a lone Cylon ship, does that mean just one ship comes onto the Dratus? The way they would jump in? Activating Cylon ships, page 22. So if we go here, launch Raiders, activate Raiders icon. When activate, each Cylon Raider carries only one action. Attack a Viper. Okay. If there are no Raiders in the game board, when Raiders are activated, 2 Raiders are launched from each base star. No, there's no base star, so nothing happens. Okay, so we skip that step. Great to clarify. Okay, good. And then preparing for jump step. There's a jump icon. We've already moved that. So turn moves to Kara Thrace. And Kara will... she'll stay in the hangar deck. And she'll wait to launch her Viper. Maybe she'll just launch a Viper just in case. She's on a recon. Let's have Kara launch a Viper, and then she can take one more action after. So she's moved. She's just patrolling the ships here, just in case her crisis card comes up. Activate Cylon step. No, a crisis card step, sorry. Cylon accusation. Laura, I have something to tell you. Commander Adama is a Cylon. Leoben. Okay, so we've got to dispel this Cylon acquisition rumor. So let's kind of go through the state here. So we can grab 2 cards for the observation deck, and we can put these here. And then from Gaius Baltar, we need to place cards to help us win. So Baltar will place 2 and 2. Okay, so you can place these. And let's shuffle these up. And separate them out. So it's 3 versus 6. And pass, no effect. So nobody listens to Leoben, and we move it on. So let's go back to rebuild the Destiny deck. So I'm going to quickly place these cards here, shuffle these decks again, as we're out of cards here. A discard here. Scout ships, tactics, politics, piloting, engineering, leadership, politics. So let's shuffle these up. Take 2. 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 Okay, so then we take all these together, shuffle them, and we can place them up there. Okay, so we've passed through. Kara Thrace has launched her Viper. There is no Cylon. There's no Cylon jump step. So we will move on to Saul Tai's turn. So Saul Tai is now in action. Let's have Saul Tai. So Saul Tai has Cylon Hatred. When a player activates the Admiral's quarters location, you may choose to reduce the difficulty by 3. Declare martial law, so he's done that already. He gave the title to the president. At the start of the player's turn, you have 1 skill card in your hand. You must discard it. Okay, so he is not in that place. So he's an alcoholic. At the start of any player's turn, you have exactly 1 skill that you must discard it. So he kind of screws up when he's drinking. So that's his screw up. So movement step, let's have him move back to command and have him activate 2 Vipers just in case. So he will launch 2 Vipers here and here. And Karathrace is taking up the rear. So he's got 2 patrol Vipers out here just in case Cylons move in. Action step, that's what he did. He activated up to 2 Vipers. Let's move to the crisis step. So for Saul Tai, mandatory testing. I'd like to see you call me the moment Commander Adama's test is complete. Will you do that? Laura Roslin. So Roslin's accusing Adama of being a Cylon. Typical. Some great episodes early on in the show. So let's take our 2 cards. Let's rotate back to Saul Tai. To Starbuck. And she will stack the deck in favor, hopefully, of this. So we can shuffle these up and pass. We get a pass. So passes, and President looks at 1 random loyalty card of the current player. So the President looks at 1 random loyalty card. So great, this is revealing slowly. Kara Thrace has a loyalty card. Let's see if Kara is a Cylon. We don't know what Kara is in the real Battlestar, but here she is not a Cylon. Okay, so far Gaius knows Adama is not a Cylon. And Saul Tai, of course he accuses Kara. He knows Kara is not a Cylon. So he knows that Saul Tai is not a Cylon, but we know that Kara is not a Cylon. Okay, that's fine. We just know that Kara is not the Cylon. Sorry. That's okay. We'll swap it out. It's right. Okay, so we also have a drunk prep, and we have a launch of a Raptor. So let's check out the Raptor card. Activating Cylon ships 22. So it's quite quiet when there's no base star. Adama used his nuke, so that was pretty good. Activate Raiders, activating Cylon ships. Activate Heavy Raiders. Heavy Raiders never attack. When Heavy Raiders... If there are no base stars, Heavy Raiders, or Centurions on the board, nothing happens. Okay, so we have destroyed the base star, so we've made it easier for us to win. So this passes. We've moved our jump prep, and we can move on to the next player's turn, from Saul Tai to Chief Galen. So let's read through Galen's. Maintenance Engineer. During your turn, you can use a repair skill card. You may take another action once per turn. Well, we did have a damaged Viper, so he can do his repair skill card as a maintenance engineer. So let's have him repair a. So there was a damaged Viper that he can repair, so that's a good thing for him to play for his action. So one of our Vipers was damaged from the first round. So we'll have Chief move from weapons control to the hangar, and he will play a repair Viper card. so he can repair one of the Vipers, and that Viper is now repaired. Okay, next step is crisis step. He took his action, he took his move, so Galen will now do detector sabotage. They're trying to kill me, Baltar. Me, always me. They're trying to destroy your work. Destroying you is an added bonus. 6. Oh yeah, me, always me, she says. That's pretty good. Okay, so let's check it out. So we get 2 from the Destiny deck. We get 2 from Ty. Ty can pick his, so he'll pick. Let's have him pick 2 of these, just to make sure we win. And we add them up, and it is a pass. So no heavy cruiser because there's no base star, but we do get to move the jump prep 1 more. And moving on to the last turn of the last player of turn 2, it's Sharon Valeri. So Sharon will now go. Sharon gets her cards. She will get 2 tactics, 2 piloting, and 1 engineering card. Okay. So Sharon Valeri, Recon. At the end of your turn, you may look at the top cards of the Crisis deck and place it on the top or bottom. Okay, so let's have her do that this turn. Once per game before resolving a skills check, she can pass instead of resolving normally. And Sleeper Agent, during the Sleeper Agent phase, you are dealt 2 loyalty cards instead of 1, and then you move to the Brig. Okay, so she has quite a few skill cards right now. Okay, so she's got a great card here. This is maximum firepower. That'll be a cool one for her to play if she gets to come in. So, action step. I'll have Boomer also launch into a fighter. So she can patrol, and then she'll take 1 more action to cover this civilian ship. So I think that's a great way to do this. And then prepare the jump step. We don't have to prepare. Then on her turn, it says once per turn, she can look at the top turn of the Crisis deck and place it on the bottom. So let's see what the Crisis deck card is. Water Sabotage. 13. Let's move it to the bottom. Okay. So we move that one to the bottom. That looks like a huge one. The Water Sabotage episode was a good one. Okay, so we have come to the end of turn 2. Thanks a lot, everyone, for watching. Let me know in the comments below if I did something wrong. Just a quick recap here. Population's at 6. Morale's at 6. Food is at 7. Fuel is at 7. So Galactica's in the red zone here with population. I believe this was actually at 7. It was at 7. I think I moved over 1. Double check that in the last video if you guys want. And then we'll rebuild the deck, and then we'll see you guys on turn 3, which is right over here. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you in a little bit. Thanks. Bye-bye.